Episode 1, The First Crack. Ellie's fingers hovered over the keyboard, the faint hum of her laptop the only sound in her dim apartment. The clock blinked 2:37 in the morning, but sleep wasn't an option. Not tonight. Not after what she'd seen. Her screen glowed with the draft of her latest blog post, the words staring back at her like a dare. The boardroom turned into a goddamn circus today, she typed, her lips curling into a smirk. Big shots in suits screaming over each other like toddlers fighting for the last cookie. All because someone dared question the Golden King's latest genius move. Spoiler, it's a shit show waiting to happen. She hit publish, and the post went live on the Gilded Cage, her little corner of the internet where she spilled the guts of Trump Enterprises. Anonymously, of course. She wasn't stupid. Her phone buzzed, the notification lighting up the room. 50 likes already. Then 100. 200. She leaned back in her chair, heart thumping against her ribs. This one was hitting harder than usual. She could almost hear the collective gasp of the office drones who'd stumble across it tomorrow, whispering in the break room, "Who the hell wrote this? Good luck figuring it out, suckers." She'd covered her tracks, VPN locked tight, no real names, just enough vague venom to keep them guessing. Ellie wasn't some crusader, nah. She just liked watching the chaos unfold from her cubicle, safe behind her fake smile and stack of spreadsheets. The next morning, she dragged herself into the office, coffee in hand, eyes still gritty from no sleep. Trump Enterprises loomed over downtown like a glass monument to ego, all sharp edges and too much shine. She swiped her badge, nodded at the security guy who never smiled back, and slipped into the elevator with the usual herd of suits. 9th floor. Her desk sat in a sea of gray partitions, a purgatory of beige and fluorescent lights. She booted up her computer, pretending to care about the quarterly reports, while her phone stayed face down, buzzing faintly with every new comment on the post. "Hey, Ellie, you see this shit online?" Sam's voice cut through the hum of the office. He leaned over the partition, his tie crooked as always, a grin splitting his freckled face. Her stomach did a little flip, but she kept her expression bored, sipping her coffee like it was the most interesting thing in the room. "What shit?" she asked, voice flat, though her pulse ticked up a notch. He waved his phone at her, too close for comfort. "Some blog called The Gilded Cage. Went up last night, tearing into the boardroom clowns. People are losing their minds in the comments. Check it." He scrolled, chuckling. "Listen to this, the king's loyal dogs barked louder than usual, but all I heard was desperation." Savage, right? Ellie forced a laugh, dry and quick. "Yeah, sounds like someone's got too much time on their hands." She turned back to her screen, fingers tapping nonsense into a cell. Sam didn't know. He couldn't. He was just her buddy, the guy who'd split a burger with her at lunch and bitch about the printer jamming. But damn, hearing him read her words out loud made her skin prickle. Like she'd left a fingerprint somewhere she shouldn't have. The day crawled on, and the post kept spreading. She caught snippets of it everywhere. 2 admins whispering by the copier. A manager muttering into his phone, face red. By noon, it had 10,000 views. Her chest tightened with every refresh, a mix of pride and panic. This was bigger than the usual jabs about burnt coffee or petty office feuds. This was a Molotov cocktail lobbed straight at the top, and she'd lit the fuse. Lunch hit, and she escaped to the rooftop deck with Sam, the city sprawling below them like a concrete jungle. He was still yammering about the blog, oblivious to the way her knee bounced under the table. "Whoever's writing this, they've got balls," he said, biting into his sandwich. "Or a death wish. You think it's someone here?" Ellie shrugged, picking at her fries. "Maybe. Or maybe it's just some troll who hates suits." She glanced at him, searching his eyes for a flicker of suspicion. Nothing. Just Sam, same old Sam, with his goofy laugh and ketchup on his chin. She exhaled, slow and quiet. Safe. For now. Back at her desk, the afternoon blurred into emails and fake smiles. The buzz about the blog died down, or so she thought, until her inbox pinged. A new message, no subject line, from an address she didn't recognize, watcher92@gmail.com. Her gut twisted, but she clicked it anyway. 3 lines stared back at her, simple and cold. I know who you are. I saw you in the boardroom yesterday. Keep your eyes open, Ellie. Her breath caught, sharp and shallow. She read it again, then a third time, the words sinking in like ice water. Yesterday, she'd been in that meeting, taking notes in the corner, invisible as always. Or so she'd thought. Someone had seen her. Not just seen her, but connected the dots. Her hands shook as she deleted the email, glancing around the office. Sam was typing, oblivious. The admins were laughing about something. Everything looked normal, but it wasn't. Not anymore. She grabbed her phone, thumb hovering over the blog's dashboard. 10 minutes ago, a new comment had popped up under her post. Same handle, Watcher92. Nice try with the VPN, but you're not as clever as you think. See you tomorrow. Ellie's coffee went cold in her hand. The office hummed on, but all she could hear was her own heartbeat, loud and fast, like a drum counting down to something she couldn't outrun. Episode 2, Shadows on the Screen. Ellie didn't sleep. How could she? The email from Watcher92 looped in her head like a bad song, each word a splinter digging deeper. I know who you are. She'd stare at her ceiling until the first gray light crept through her blinds, her laptop still open on the bed, the blog's dashboard glowing like a guilty secret. She deleted the comment from Watcher92, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. Someone knew. Someone was watching. And they were close. She dragged herself to Trump Enterprises that morning, a zombie in a blazer, her third coffee trembling in her grip. The office felt different now, sharper around the edges. Every clack of a keyboard, every muffled laugh from the break room, it all sounded like a trap snapping shut. She slid into her cubicle, eyes darting to the corners of the room. Who was it? One of the admins with their fake smiles? That creep from accounting who always lingered too long at her desk. Or, hell, maybe it was Sam, playing dumb with his goofy grin. No. Not Sam. She shook the thought off, but it stuck like gum on a shoe. Her inbox pinged. She flinched, spilling coffee on her mousepad. Another email from Watcher92. Subject, good morning. Her stomach lurched as she clicked it open. You look tired, Ellie. Rough night? Don't worry, I'm keeping your secret. For now. Post something juicy today, or I might get chatty. She slammed her laptop shut, heart hammering. This wasn't a prank. This was a leash, and someone had her by the throat. She spent the morning pretending to work, her screen a blur of numbers she didn't care about. The blog nodded her. She'd started the Gilded Cage 6 months ago, a petty little rebellion after a manager chewed her out in front of everyone. It was supposed to be a release, a middle finger to the suits who treated her like furniture. But now? Now it was a loaded gun, and she didn't know who was aiming it. Hey, Ellie, you okay? Sam's voice jolted her. He was leaning over the partition again, his tie a mustard-stained mess from lunch. You look like you saw a ghost. She forced a smile, tight and thin. Just tired, Sam. Late night. Her voice sounded hollow, even to her. He squinted at her, head cocked like a curious dog. Late night, huh? What, you got a secret boyfriend or something? He grinned, waggling his eyebrows. It was a joke, but it landed like a punch. She laughed, too loud, and he backed off, muttering something about getting coffee. The day crawled on, and Watcher's email burned a hole in her brain. Post something juicy. She couldn't ignore it. If they knew, they could talk. Ruin her. She opened her blog on her phone, hunched over it like a kid hiding a note in class. Her fingers hesitated, then started typing. Heard a rumor today, she wrote, her breath shallow. One of the big dogs upstairs is skimming cash from the latest project. Not enough to crash the ship, just enough to buy a nice yacht. Wonder how long till the king notices his crown's missing a few jewels. She hit publish, her pulse a drumbeat in her ears. It was vague enough to dodge real trouble, sharp enough to sting. Let watcher chew on that. The post went live, and the office stayed oblivious. She refreshed the page every 5 minutes, watching the views tick up. 50. 100. 200. No comments from watcher yet. Maybe they were bluffing. Maybe they didn't know shit. She almost believed it until her phone rang that night, the shrill tones slicing through her apartment's silence. She grabbed it, hands sweaty. Unknown number. "Hello," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "Ellie, Ellie, Ellie," a woman's voice purred, low and familiar. "You've been busy, haven't you?" It was Lucy, her ex, the one who'd stormed out of her life 2 years ago with a suitcase and a string of curses. The one who knew her better than anyone. "Lucy? What the hell do you want?" Ellie snapped, her grip tightening on the phone. "Oh, just checking in," Lucy said, her tone dripping with mock sweetness. "Saw something online today. Sounded like your style. You still stirring shit up, babe?" Ellie's blood ran cold. "I don't know what you're talking about," she lied, but her voice cracked, giving her away. Lucy laughed, sharp and mean. "Sure you don't. Tell me, does Sam know? Or are you still playing the quiet little mouse at work? Bet he'd love to hear about your hobby." "Leave Sam out of this," Ellie said, too fast. Lucy's silence on the other end was worse than words. Then a click, and the line went dead. Ellie dropped the phone, her breath ragged. Lucy didn't know. She couldn't. It was a guess, a jab in the dark. But it hit too close. She stumbled to her laptop, checking the blog. 300 views now. A new comment from Watcher 92, "Nice one. Yachts, huh? Keep going. I'm watching." Her chest tightened. This wasn't Lucy. Lucy was a wrecking ball, not a shadow. Someone else was out there, pulling strings. She paced her apartment, the walls closing in. The VPN was still up, her tracks covered. But Watcher knew her name, her face, her life. They'd been in that boardroom. She replayed the meeting in her head, the execs yelling, her scribbling notes, the sea of faces. Who'd looked at her too long? Who'd smiled when they shouldn't have? Her phone buzzed again. Another email. She didn't want to look, but she had to. Watcher 92 again. "Lucy's a wild card, isn't she? Careful who you trust, Ellie. Night's still young." Attached was a photo, grainy but clear enough, her, yesterday, in the boardroom, head down, pen in hand. Someone had snapped it from across the table. Ellie's knees buckled. She sank to the floor, the photo staring back at her. They weren't bluffing. They were in her life, her work, her past. And they weren't letting go. Episode 3, The Fixer's Gaze. Ellie's apartment felt like a cage, the kind you trap a rat in before tossing it to the cats. She hadn't slept again, not with that photo from Watcher 92 burned into her skull. Her in the boardroom, caught mid-scribble, oblivious. It was sitting on her laptop now, taunting her every time she glanced at the screen. She deleted the email, but the image lingered, a ghost she couldn't shake. Someone had been that close, close enough to snap her without a sound. And they were still out there, watching. She called in sick to Trump Enterprises, her voice a croak over the phone as she lied about a stomach bug. No way she was walking into that snake pit today, not with Watcher's leash around her neck. She needed space, time to think, to figure out who the hell was screwing with her. The blog was quiet, no new posts since the yacht jab, but the views kept climbing. 400 now. 500. Every number felt like a spotlight swinging her way. Mid-morning, she dragged herself to the shower, letting the hot water blast away the sweat and panic clinging to her skin. She stood there too long, steam fogging the mirror, her mind replaying every face from that boardroom. The execs had been too busy yelling to notice her, right? But someone had. Someone with a phone and a grudge. She toweled off, threw on a hoodie, and grabbed her laptop. Coffee shop. Public place. She'd feel less like prey out there. The corner cafe was a buzz of hipsters and laptops, the smell of burnt espresso thick in the air. Ellie snagged a table by the window, her back to the wall, eyes scanning every face that walked in. She opened her blog, fingers itching to write, to fight back. Watcher wanted juicy? Fine. She'd give them something to choke on. Met the company's attack dog today, she typed, her jaw tight. Marcus. Cold eyes, colder soul. He's the one they send when someone steps out of line. Heard he once fired a guy for sneezing too loud in a meeting. Bet he sleeps with a knife under his pillow. She smirked, imagining Marcus reading it, his thin lips twitching. She hit publish, the post going live at 600 views and counting. Back at Trump Enterprises, Marcus was real. She'd seen him before, a shadow in the halls, always in a crisp black suit, his gray hair buzzed short like he'd just walked out of a military barber. He didn't talk much, just watched, his stare cutting through you like glass. The rumors said he was the fixer, the one who cleaned up messes, made people disappear from the payroll without a fuss. Ellie had never crossed him, kept her head down when he passed. But now? Now she'd painted a target on his back. Stupid? Maybe. Satisfying? Hell yes. Her phone buzzed. A text from Sam. Where you at, Ellie? Office is a zoo. Marcus is grilling people. You okay? She stared at it, her thumb hovering. Sam didn't know about the blog, couldn't know. But Marcus sniffing around? That wasn't random. She typed back, still sick. What's he asking? Sam's reply came fast. Something about leaks. He's got that look, like he's hunting. Stay low. Ellie's stomach twisted. Leaks. The blog. Watcher. It was all closing in. She refreshed the post. 800 views. A new comment from Watcher 92, Marcus, huh? Bold move. He's closer than you think. Her breath hitched. She scanned the cafe, half expecting to see those cold eyes staring back. Nothing. Just a barista yelling orders and some guy in a beanie typing furiously. She didn't hear the bell above the door chime, didn't see him until he was already there. Marcus slid into the chair across from her, silent as a shark. She froze, laptop screen still open, the blog glaring between them. He didn't smile, didn't blink, just sat there, hands folded on the table, his suit pristine against the chipped wood. Ellie, he said, voice low, clipped. You don't look sick. She swallowed, mouth dry. Just needed air. How'd you find me? His lips twitched, not quite a smirk. You're not hard to spot. Been hearing things about you. Whispers. You know how fast whispers spread here. Her heart slammed against her ribs. I don't know what you mean, she said, but it sounded weak, like a kid caught with candy. He leaned forward, just enough to make her flinch. I think you do. Someone's stirring the pot. Loudly. I don't like loud. His eyes flicked to her laptop, then back to her face. You're a quiet one, Ellie. Usually. Funny how that doesn't add up. She gripped her coffee cup, the heat burning her palm. I'm just doing my job, Marcus. Spreadsheets and coffee runs. That's me. He studied her, unblinking, like he could peel her open and read the lies inside. Then he stood, smooth and slow, towering over her. Keep it that way. I'll be watching. He turned and walked out, the bell jingling behind him, leaving her alone with her racing pulse. Ellie's hands shook as she closed her laptop. Marcus didn't know. Not yet. But he suspected, and that was worse. She pulled up the blog again. 1,000 views. Another comment from Watcher 92, told you he's close. Next time, he won't just talk. Her VPN flickered, the connection dropping for a split second before snapping back. She stared at the screen, a cold sweat prickling her neck. Had someone seen? Had Marcus? She slammed the laptop shut, the cafe's chatter fading to a dull roar. Her phone buzzed again. Another email from Watcher92. No text, just a video clip. She hesitated, then clicked. Grainy footage of the cafe, shot from outside. Her, at the table, typing. Marcus walking in. The timestamp, 10 minutes ago. Someone was out there, right now, filming her life as it unraveled. Ellie's coffee tipped over, spilling across the table. She didn't bother wiping it up. She was too busy watching the street, waiting for the next shadow to move. Episode 4, Crumbs of Trust. Ellie couldn't shake the video. It played on a loop in her head, grainy and shaky, her own face staring back through the cafe window like some shitty reality show she hadn't signed up for. Watcher 92 had been there, steps away, filming her showdown with Marcus. She'd spent the rest of the day in that coffee shop, glued to her seat, eyes darting to every shadow outside. No one came. No cold stare, no camera flash. Just the hum of normal life mocking her paranoia. By the time she stumbled home, the sun was gone, and her nerves were frayed to threads. She locked the door, double-checked it, then sank onto her couch, laptop balanced on her knees. The blog was at 1,200 views now, the Marcus post still buzzing. She shouldn't write again, not with him breathing down her neck, not with Watcher's leash tightening. But her fingers moved anyway, like they had a mind of their own. Promotion season's here, she typed, her jaw clenched. One guy's been kissing ass so hard he's got lipstick on his nose. Got the corner office today. Funny thing? His numbers don't add up. Someone's cooking the books, and it ain't the janitor. She hit publish, a reckless grin tugging at her lips. If they wanted to hunt her, she'd give them something to chase. Her phone buzzed almost instantly. Sam. Drinks tonight? You owe me after ditching me all day. She stared at the text, her gut twisting. Sam was safe, right? Her anchor in the office mess. But Lucy's call last night, Marcus's stare, Watcher's games, it all blurred the lines. She typed back, sure. 8. Usual spot. Maybe a beer and his dumb jokes would ground her, keep her from spinning out. The bar was a dive, all sticky floors and neon signs, the kind of place where nobody asked questions. Sam was already there, slouched in a booth with a pitcher of cheap lager and 2 glasses. He waved her over, grinning like a kid who'd just won a prize. Ellie. Thought you'd ghost me again. You look like hell, by the way. She slid in across from him, forcing a laugh. Thanks, Sam. Real charmer. Pour me one. He did, foam spilling over the rim, and she took a long gulp, the bitter taste cutting through the fog in her head. So, he said, leaning back, what's with the sick day? You never skip. Marcus was on a warpath, you missed the show. Her grip tightened on the glass. Yeah, heard he's playing detective. What's he after? Sam shrugged, sipping his beer. Dunno. Kept asking about leaks. Had poor Jenny from HR crying in the bathroom. Guy's a bulldozer. You see that blog thing again? People won't shut up about it. Ellie's stomach flipped, but she kept her face neutral, picking at a coaster. Yeah, caught some of it. Sounds like someone's pissed. Pissed and ballsy, Sam said, eyes lighting up. That Marcus post? Gold. Whoever's writing this, they're begging for a fight. You think it's one of us? She froze, mid-sip, beer sloshing in her glass. Us? Like, in the office? Sure, he said, leaning in, voice dropping. Who else knows this crap? The yelling, the shady promotions. Gotta be an insider. Maybe Jenny, she's got the dirt. Ellie forced a chuckle, dry and tight. Jenny cries if you look at her wrong. No way she's got the guts. She studied him, searching for a crack, a hint he was fishing. Nothing. Just Sam, buzzed and chatty, same as always. But his words stuck, heavy as lead. Insider. He wasn't wrong. He drained his glass, pouring another. You're quiet tonight, Ellie. What's up? Boyfriend trouble? Spill it. She snorted, dodging the bait. No boyfriend, Sam. Just tired. Work's a grind, you know? Tell me about it, he said, smirking. But you're tougher than me. Always got that poker face. Bet you've got secrets I'd never guess. Her heart stuttered, but she grinned back, leaning into the game. Oh, I'm a mystery, huh? Maybe I'm a spy. Double life, secret missions. He laughed, loud and sloppy. Yeah, right. You're too boring for that. Stick to your spreadsheets, super spy. She laughed too, but it felt like choking. Boring. If he only knew. They stumbled out at 10, the night air cool against her flushed cheeks. Sam hugged her goodbye, his arms loose and warm, and she almost told him. Almost. But the words died in her throat, and he waved, staggering off toward the subway. She watched him go, then turned for home, the buzz fading fast. Her apartment was dark, the laptop still open where she'd left it. The blog was at 1,500 views now, comments piling up. She skimmed them, half-drunk, until one stopped her cold. Watcher 92, cooking the books? Cute. Sam's chatty tonight, isn't he? Careful what you say. Her buzz vanished, replaced by ice in her veins. They'd been at the bar. Listening. Watching. She spun around, checking the windows, the door. Locked. Silent. But the air felt wrong, thick with eyes she couldn't see. She grabbed her phone, pulling up the blog dashboard, ready to delete the damn thing and run. Then her email pinged. Watcher 92 again. Don't stop now, Ellie. You're just getting good. Look behind you. She whipped around, heart in her throat. Nothing. Just her empty kitchen, shadows pooling on the floor. But on the counter, where she swore she hadn't left it, sat a single coaster from the bar, still damp with beer. Someone had been inside. Ellie's scream caught in her chest, silent and raw, as the room spun around her. Watcher wasn't just close. They were already here. Episode 5, The X Factor. Ellie didn't touch the coaster. It sat there on her counter, a smug little intruder, mocking her with its wet ring of beer. She'd stood frozen in her kitchen for 10 minutes, maybe more, staring at it like it might sprout legs and confess. Someone had been in her apartment. Not just watching, not just filming, but inside, close enough to smell her shampoo, to hear her breathe. Watcher 92 wasn't a ghost anymore. They were flesh and blood, and they were screwing with her head. She grabbed a knife from the drawer, the cheap one she used to chop onions, and clutched it as she checked every corner of her place. Closet, empty. Bathroom, clear. Under the bed, just dust and a sock she'd lost last month. Nothing. No footprints, no broken locks, just that damn coaster proving she wasn't crazy. Or maybe she was. She sank onto her couch, knife still in hand, the blog's dashboard glaring at her from her laptop. 1,800 views now. The promotion post had lit a match, and Watcher was fanning the flames. Her phone buzzed, loud in the silence. She flinched, nearly dropping the knife. A text from Lucy. Outside. Let me in. Ellie's stomach sank. Lucy, her ex, the hurricane in human form, showing up now? After that call, after Watcher's taunts? No way it was random. She typed back, not a good time, but the doorbell rang before she hit send, sharp and insistent. Ellie, open the damn door, Lucy's voice slurred through the wood, thick with booze and impatience. I know you're in there, I see your light. Ellie cursed under her breath, shoving the knife under a cushion. She cracked the door, just enough to see Lucy swaying on her porch, mascara streaked, a bottle of cheap vodka dangling from her hand. Her dark hair was a mess, tangled like she'd been fighting the wind, and her grin was all teeth, sharp and wild. "Hey, babe," Lucy said, pushing past her without waiting. "Miss me?" Ellie shut the door, locking it fast. "What do you want, Lucy?" "It's late." Lucy flopped onto the couch, spilling vodka on the cushion where the knife hid. "Late? It's barely midnight. You used to stay up with me till dawn, remember?" She kicked off her boots, one landing by the coaster. Her eyes flicked to it, then away, too quick. Ellie's pulse spiked. "Yeah, well, things change," Ellie said, crossing her arms. "You didn't answer me. Why are you here?" Lucy took a swig, wincing as it went down. "Saw your little blog again. That promotion bit? Nasty. You always had a way with words, Ellie. Still stirring shit, huh?" Ellie's mouth went dry. "I told you, I don't know what you're talking about," she said, but it sounded flimsy, a paper shield against Lucy's stare. "Sure you don't," Lucy said, smirking. She leaned forward, elbows on her knees, the bottle swinging between her fingers. "You think I forgot how you vent? All those late nights, bitching about work, scribbling in that notebook you thought I didn't see? Sounds real familiar now." Ellie's chest tightened. Lucy was fishing, but she was close, too close. "You're drunk, Lucy. Go home." Lucy laughed, a jagged sound. "Not yet. I've been talking, you know. Ran into some old friends from your office. Sam's cute, by the way. Chatty too. Bet he'd love to know what I know." "Leave Sam out of this," Ellie snapped, stepping closer. "What's your game? You show up, throw accusations, what's next?" Lucy's grin faded, her eyes narrowing. "No game, babe. Just curious. You're in deep, and I'm not blind. Someone's gotta watch your back, right? Or maybe I already told someone. Maybe I didn't. Depends on how nice you are." Ellie's hands balled into fists. "Get out," she said, voice low, trembling. "Now." Lucy stood, swaying, and grabbed her boots. "Fine. Keep your secrets. But they're leaking, Ellie. Drip, drip, drip." She stumbled to the door, pausing with her hand on the knob. "Oh, and that coaster? Cute touch. You're slipping." She winked, then slipped out, leaving the air heavy with her perfume and threat. Ellie locked the door again, her breath ragged. Lucy knew something, or thought she did. The coaster wasn't hers, though. That was Watcher's mark. Which meant Lucy was either playing her own angle or tangled up in this mess too. She grabbed her laptop, the blog at 2,000 views now. She had to hit back, keep them guessing. "Heard a rumor about a certain exec," she typed, fingers flying. "Likes his interns young and his bonuses fat. Caught him in the copy room once, pants down, dignity gone. Wonder if his wife knows." It was a lie, a wild swing, but it'd stir the pot. She hit publish, her heart pounding. The post went live, and her phone buzzed. Watcher 92, an email, "Lucy's a loose cannon. Nice lie, though. Keep dancing, Ellie. I'm still here." Attached was a photo, her and Lucy on the porch, snapped from across the street. Lucy's back was to the camera, but Ellie's face was clear, caught mid-argument. She dropped the phone, the knife slipping from the cushion to the floor with a clatter. The blog comments exploded, 20, 30, 50, people eating up the fake scandal. But all she could see was that photo, proof Watcher was everywhere. Her apartment wasn't safe. Sam wasn't safe. Lucy was a wild card, and Marcus was circling. She stumbled to the window, peering through the blinds. A shadow moved across the street, too fast to catch, then gone. Ellie sank to the floor, the knife beside her, useless against ghosts. Her phone buzzed again, another email. She didn't open it. Not yet. But she knew it was Watcher, tightening the noose, and she had no idea how to cut herself free. Episode 6, Paper Trails. Ellie woke up on the floor, the knife still by her side, her neck stiff from the awkward angle against the couch. Sunlight sliced through the blinds, harsh and accusing, and her phone was dead, battery drained from buzzing all night. She didn't want to charge it, didn't want to see what Watcher had sent, but she plugged it in anyway, hands shaky. The blog was a wildfire now, and she was the idiot holding the match. Lucy's visit, the coaster, that photo, it all piled up like bricks on her chest. She needed control, something, anything to claw back from the edge. Her laptop hummed to life, the blog at 2,500 views. The fake intern post had blown up, comments ranging from "holy shit, who is this guy?" to "fire them all." She scrolled, numb, until she saw it, a printed page from The Gilded Cage, slipped under her door while she'd slept. The Marcus post, word for word, with a handwritten note in red ink, sloppy, "Ellie. I'm disappointed." Her breath caught, sharp and shallow. Watcher had been here again, close enough to touch her life and walk away laughing. She crumpled the paper, tossing it into the trash, but the red ink stained her fingers, a mark she couldn't scrub off. She had to go to work. Hiding wouldn't stop this, wouldn't stop Marcus or Lucy or whoever the hell Watcher was. She showered fast, threw on a wrinkled blouse, and headed to Trump Enterprises, the printed page burning a hole in her mind. The office was a pressure cooker when she walked in, the air thick with whispers and sideways glances. She slid into her cubicle, keeping her head down, but Sam popped up like a jack-in-the-box, his tie still crooked, his grin too wide. "Ellie. Back from the dead, huh? You missed the chaos yesterday." Marcus had half the floor in tears. She forced a smile, tight and brittle. "Yeah, heard he's on a rampage." "What's new?" Sam leaned in, voice low. "That blog. People are freaking out." "The intern thing?" "Someone's saying it's Tom from sales. He's denying it, but he's sweating bullets." He chuckled, oblivious to the way her hands clenched under the desk. "Tom, huh," she said, faking interest. "Sounds like a mess." "Mess is right," Sam said, straightening up. "Marcus called a meeting today. Mandatory. You're in for it now." He winked and ducked back to his desk, leaving her stomach in knots. The meeting was at 10, a cattle call into the conference room. Ellie sat near the back, notebook in hand, trying to blend into the beige walls. Marcus stood at the front, his suit crisp, his eyes scanning the room like a hawk picking out prey. He didn't waste time. "We've got a problem," he said, voice flat, cutting through the nervous shuffle of feet. "Someone's talking. Too much. Too loud. I don't like it, and neither does upstairs." He paced, slow and deliberate, his gaze lingering on faces. Ellie kept hers down, scribbling nonsense, but she felt it when his eyes hit her, a cold weight that pinned her to the chair. "Leaks hurt us," he went on. "Hurt the company. Hurt you. Whoever's behind this, they're not as smart as they think. We'll find them. Soon." He stopped, right in front of her row, and she swore he smirked, just for a second, before moving on. The room emptied fast after that, a herd scattering from a wolf. Ellie lingered, pretending to pack up, watching Marcus from the corner of her eye. He was talking to an admin, his back to her, and she saw it, a phone in his hand, the screen flashing a familiar layout. Her blog. Her chest tightened. He didn't know, couldn't know, but he was close, sniffing the trail she'd left. She bolted home that night, the printed page still haunting her. The blog was her weapon, her only play. She opened her laptop, the views at 3,000 now, and typed fast, reckless. "Marcus has a past," she wrote, her pulse racing. "Before the suits, he was muscle. Broke knees for cash, they say. Wonder if he still keeps the brass knuckles in his desk." It was a rumor, half heard years ago, but it had hit him where it hurt. She hit publish, her breath ragged, a gambler doubling down. Her phone lit up, charged and alive. A text from Sam, "We need to talk. Now." She stared at it, dread pooling in her gut. He'd never texted like that, short and sharp. She typed back, "What's wrong?" No reply. Then her email pinged. Watcher 92, Marcus won't like that. Good luck tomorrow. No photo this time, just words, heavy as stones. She didn't sleep, just sat there, waiting for Sam's response. It came at midnight, a single line, meet me at the office. Alone. Her heart sank. Sam, her Sam, the one she trusted with her beers and her bitching. Was he Watcher? Had he sold her out? She grabbed her keys, the knife too, slipping it into her bag. If this was a trap, she'd face it head on. The office was a tomb at night, all shadows and echoes. She swiped in, the beep loud in the silence, and found Sam by her desk, pacing, his face pale under the fluorescence. Ellie, he said, voice cracking. We're screwed. What's going on, Sam? She asked, hand on her bag, the knife's weight a cold comfort. He ran a hand through his hair, eyes wild. Marcus. He's got something. Asked me about you today. I didn't say shit, I swear, but he knows something. That blog, it's too close. Her throat closed. What did he ask? If you've been acting weird, Sam said, stepping closer. I lied, said you're fine. But Ellie, tell me it's not you. Tell me I'm wrong. She stared at him, his freckles stark against his skin, his plea hanging between them. She could lie, keep him safe. But the truth was clawing out. Before she could answer, the elevator dinged, and Marcus stepped out, his silhouette sharp against the light. He didn't say a word, just walked toward them, slow and sure, his eyes locked on her. Ellie's hand tightened on her bag. The game was up, and she hadn't even rolled the dice yet. Episode 7, The Snitch's Dilemma. Ellie's breath hitched as Marcus closed the distance, his footsteps a slow drumbeat on the office carpet. The fluorescence buzzed overhead, casting sharp shadows across his face, making those cold eyes look even deader. Sam froze beside her, his hands halfway to his pockets, like a kid caught sneaking cookies. Her bag hung heavy on her shoulder, the knife inside a useless secret against the wall of a man bearing down on them. She'd wanted to answer Sam, to lie or confess or something, but Marcus had stolen the air from the room, and now it was too late. Late night, you too, Marcus said, his voice smooth, too calm for the hour. He stopped a few feet away, hands clasped behind his back, his suit still pristine despite the clock ticking past midnight. Care to explain? Ellie's mouth went dry, but Sam jumped in, words tumbling out too fast. Hey, Marcus, just catching up on some work. Ellie's been out, you know, sick, so I was filling her in. No big deal. He forced a laugh, high and shaky, and Ellie wanted to hug him for it, even if it sounded like bullshit. Marcus tilted his head, studying Sam like a bug under glass. Filling her in. At midnight. In an empty office. His gaze slid to Ellie, pinning her where she stood. You're feeling better, I take it. She nodded, swallowing hard. Yeah, Marcus. Just needed a day. Back now. Her voice held, barely, but her palms were slick with sweat, the knife's handle pressing into her hip through the back. He didn't blink, didn't move, just let the silence stretch until it hurt. Then he stepped closer, close enough she could smell his cologne, sharp and expensive. Good, he said. Because I've got questions. For both of you. About loyalty. About leaks. He pulled out his phone, the screen lighting up with her blog, the Marcus post glaring back at her. This look familiar? Sam's eyes widened, darting to Ellie, then back to Marcus. That? The blog? We've all seen it, man, it's everywhere. Doesn't mean we wrote it. Marcus ignored him, his focus locked on Ellie. Funny thing about this one. Hits close to home. Old rumors, dug up like bones. Makes me wonder who's got a shovel. His lips twitched, not quite a smile. You're quiet, Ellie. Usually are. But quiet doesn't mean innocent. Her heart slammed against her ribs, but she met his stare, forcing her voice steady. I don't know what you're getting at, Marcus. I push papers. That's it. He chuckled, a dry, hollow sound. Papers. Sure. We'll see. He pocketed the phone, stepping back, but the weight of his gaze didn't lift. Get some sleep, you too. Tomorrow's a big day. He turned and walked to the elevator, the ding echoing as he disappeared, leaving them in the hum of the empty office. Sam let out a breath, loud and ragged. Jesus, Ellie, what the hell was that? He's got it out for you. She sank into her chair, legs shaky. He's fishing, Sam. Doesn't know shit. A lie, and they both felt it. Marcus was too close, too sure. And Watcher was feeding him, or taunting him, or both. Sam paced, hands in his hair. Fishing? That wasn't fishing, that was a damn harpoon. He asked me about you today, Ellie. Point blank. Said you've been off, distracted. I told him you're fine, but he didn't buy it. And now this? He stopped, facing her, his freckles stark against his pale skin. Tell me it's not you. The blog. Tell me I'm crazy. Ellie looked at him, her best friend in this hellhole, his eyes pleading for a lifeline. She could lie, keep him clean. But the truth was a splinter, working its way out. Sam, she started, voice low, I can't. I'm sorry. His face crumpled, a mix of shock and something worse, betrayal. You're sorry. Ellie, are you kidding me? You wrote that? All of it? He grabbed her arm, not hard, just desperate. Marcus'll kill you. You get that, right? He's not some desk jockey, he's a freaking bulldozer. I know, she said, pulling free, her own panic rising. I didn't plan this, Sam. It just happened. I was pissed, and it grew. I didn't think it'd get this big. He laughed, bitter and short. This big? It's a nuke, Ellie. And now I'm in it. He saw us together. What if he thinks I'm helping you? He won't, she said, grabbing his shoulders, forcing him to look at her. You're clean. You didn't know. I'll figure this out, I swear. He shook his head, stepping back. Figure it out? How? Watcher, whoever that creep is, they're on you too. I saw the comments. They're playing you, and Marcus is waiting to pounce. You're screwed, and he stopped, eyes glistening. I won't tell him. I won't. But you've gotta stop. Delete it. Run. Something. Ellie's throat burned. I can't stop, Sam. Not now. They've got me cornered. If I quit, they win. He snapped. Who's they? Marcus? Watcher? Lucy? You're drowning, Ellie, and I can't pull you out. He turned away, shoulders slumped, and she saw it, the crack in their friendship, widening fast. Her phone buzzed, shattering the silence. An email from Watcher 92, Sam's a good boy, isn't he? Too bad he's scared. Post again, Ellie. Make it hurt. She didn't show him, couldn't. He was already breaking. Sam, she said, soft, pleading. I need you. Please. He didn't turn around. I need you alive, Ellie. Fix this. He walked out, the door clicking shut behind him, leaving her alone with her mess. She opened her laptop, the blog at 3,500 views. Sam's words echoed, but Watcher's pulled harder. She typed, fast and furious. Big deal went down today, she wrote. Upstairs signed off on a project that's DOA. Millions flushed, all to stroke an ego. Marcus knows, and he's covering it up. A lie, mostly, but it'd rattle cages. She hit publish, her hands trembling. The elevator dinged again. She spun, expecting Marcus, but it was empty. Then her phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number, check your desk. She stumbled over, heart in her throat, and found it, another printed blog page, the new post, still warm from the printer. Red ink scrawled across it, you're mine now. Ellie sank to the floor, the page fluttering from her hands. Watcher was here, in the building, steps ahead. And Sam was gone. Episode 8, Unraveling Threads. Ellie sat on the office floor, the printed blog page crumpled beside her, that red ink searing her vision. "You're mine now." The words weren't just a threat, they were a collar, snapped tight around her neck by Watcher 92. The building hummed around her, empty but alive, the AC kicking on with a low growl. She grabbed the page, shoving it into her bag next to the knife, her hands shaking like she'd downed 10 coffees. Sam was gone, Marcus was circling, and Watcher was everywhere, a shadow she couldn't punch. She had to move, had to think, but her legs felt like jelly, pinned by the weight of her own stupid choices. She stumbled to her desk, the blog still open on her laptop, 4,200 views now. The latest post, that reckless jab about a dead-end deal, was spreading fast, comments piling up like vultures on a carcass. "This is insane, who knows this stuff?" "Marcus is toast if it's true." She refreshed, compulsive, watching the numbers climb. Every view was a rope tightening, every comment a shove toward the edge. She'd wanted to fight back, to spit in their faces, but now? Now she was a mouse in a maze, and someone was laughing behind the glass. Her phone buzzed, sharp and loud. An email from Watcher 92, "You're a star, Ellie. Marcus is fuming. Keep it up, or I'll light the match myself." No photo this time, just words, cold and taunting. She slammed the phone down, her breath ragged. They were in the building, had to be, printing her post minutes after it went live. She scanned the room, the rows of cubicles, the dark corners. Nothing moved, but the air felt thick, watched. The elevator dinged again, and she flinched, grabbing her bag, ready to bolt. Footsteps echoed, slow and heavy, and Marcus emerged from the shadows, his suit a black slash against the pale walls. He didn't rush, didn't need to. He walked straight to her desk, stopping a foot away, his eyes boring into her like drills. "Ellie," he said, voice low, almost soft. "You're still here. Dedicated. Or stupid." She stood, legs unsteady, clutching her bag. "Just finishing up, Marcus. Heading out now." He stepped closer, cutting off her path. "Not yet. We need to talk. About this." He pulled out his phone, the blog glowing on the screen, her latest post front and center. "Funny timing. You're here, alone, and this pops up. Care to explain?" Her throat closed, but she forced words out, thin and brittle. "Explain what?" "It's just gossip, Marcus. Everyone's reading it." "Gossip," he repeated, tasting the word. "Gossip that knows too much. Names me. Names deals. You think I'm blind?" He leaned in, his breath warm on her face. "I've got evidence, Ellie. IP traces. Timestamps. It's you, isn't it?" Her heart stopped, then kicked back hard. "Evidence? You're bluffing. I'm nobody, Marcus. A paper pusher. You've got nothing." He smirked, a crack in his stone facade. "Not yet. But I will. You're slipping, and I'm patient. When I prove it, you're done. No job, no life. Think about that." He straightened, pocketing the phone. "Go home. Sleep on it. If you can." He turned and walked away, his footsteps fading into the hum, leaving her trembling in the dark. Ellie grabbed her laptop and ran, the elevator ride a blur, the street outside cold and empty. She didn't go home, couldn't, not with Watcher's fingerprints all over her apartment. She hit a diner instead, a greasy hole in the wall with flickering lights and a waitress who didn't care. She slid into a booth, ordered coffee she wouldn't drink, and opened the blog. 5,500 views. 1,000,000, it said, under the total site count. 1,000,000 people reading her lies, her truth, her life unraveling. She typed, fast and sloppy, the words spilling out. "Marcus thinks he's untouchable," she wrote, her fingers numb. "But he's scared. Hides it behind that suit, that stare. He's covering something big, and it's rotting under him. She hit publish, her chest tight, a middle finger to his threat. Let him choke on it. Her phone buzzed. A text from Lucy, check Instagram, babe. Ellie frowned, opening the app. Lucy had posted a photo, her and Ellie from years ago, arms around each other, grinning like idiots. The caption, good old days with my gilded cage girl. Tagged with the blog's handle. Ellie's coffee cup slipped, shattering on the table, black liquid pooling like blood. Lucy, you bitch, she whispered, deleting the app, but it was too late. The post was out, a neon sign screaming her name. Her phone buzzed again, Watcher 92, oops. Lucy's loud, isn't she? Marcus'll love this. Keep running, Ellie. She smashed her phone screen down, the crack loud in the quiet diner, the waitress glaring but saying nothing. Ellie's head spun. Lucy had lit the fuse, and Marcus was the bomb. Sam was gone, her only ally lost to fear. She grabbed her laptop, ready to delete the blog, end it all, when an email popped up. Watcher 92 again, don't you dare quit. I've got screenshots. Everything. You stop, I send them to Marcus. Dance, Ellie. Dance. She stared at the screen, the diner fading around her. Watcher had her, every word, every post, a noose she'd tied herself. Her phone buzzed once more, a voicemail this time. She played it, hands trembling. Lucy's voice, slurred and smug, told you, babe. Drip, drip, drip. See you soon. Ellie dropped the phone, the diner's lights flickering above her. She was out of moves, out of time, and the shadows were closing in. Episode 9, The Breaking Point. Ellie didn't leave the diner until the sun crept up, a weak smear of light over the city's jagged edges. Her cracked phone sat silent beside her, the voicemail from Lucy still echoing in her skull, that smug drip, drip, drip like nails on a chalkboard. The blog was a monster now, 6,800 views on the latest post, 1,000,000 total hits, a beast she'd fed and couldn't kill. Watcher had her locked in, screenshots ready to bury her if she stopped. Marcus had her scent, and Lucy had just painted a target on her back with that Instagram post. She was a dead woman walking, and the diner's stale coffee wasn't strong enough to wash that truth away. She couldn't go home, not with Watcher slipping in like a thief, leaving coasters and notes like twisted love letters. The office was a trap, Marcus's territory, his threats still ringing, when I prove it, you're done. Sam was a ghost, probably hating her guts by now. She grabbed her bag, the knife inside a cold lump, and headed for a motel across town, a cheap dive where no one asked questions. Cash only, no ID, just a key and a bed that smelled like smoke and regret. She locked the door, shoved a chair under the knob, and collapsed, laptop open, the blog staring back like a loaded gun. 7,500 views. Comments piling up, wild and hungry. Marcus is a crook. Who's this chick spilling tea? She refreshed, compulsive, the numbers climbing. Watcher's email burned in her inbox, dance, Ellie. Dance. She wanted to scream, to smash the screen, but instead she typed, her fingers moving on autopilot. The king's throne is cracking, she wrote, her breath shallow. Too many secrets, too many lies. Marcus can't plug all the holes. Watch it sink. It was vague, a jab in the dark, but it'd keep them guessing. She hit publish, her pulse a jackhammer, and sank back, waiting for the fallout. Her phone buzzed, screen spiderwebbed but alive. A text from Sam, Ellie, call me. Please. She stared at it, her chest tight. He'd walked out, left her in the office with Marcus's shadow looming, but now he was reaching back. She didn't call, couldn't, not yet. Another buzz, an email from Watcher 92, Sam's worried. Cute. Marcus is tracking you. IP's sloppy this time. Her stomach dropped. The motel's Wi-Fi, unsecured, or rookie mistake. She slammed the laptop shut, yanking the plug, but it was too late. Marcus could be on her, Watcher already was. She paced the room, the carpet sticky under her boots, her mind racing. The blog was her voice, her fight, but it was choking her now, a noose she'd knotted herself. She had to stop, had to run, but Watcher's screenshots held her hostage. Her phone rang, Sam's name flashing. She answered, voice hoarse. Sam, what? Ellie, thank God, he said, breathless. Where are you? Marcus is losing it. He's got IT pulling logs, tracing stuff. He knows it's you, or he's damn close. You've gotta stop. Stop, she snapped, pacing faster. I can't, Sam. Someone's got me by the throat. They've got everything, they'll send it to him if I quit. Who? He asked, voice cracking. Lucy? That post she made, it's all over the office. People are talking, Ellie. You're screwed. Not Lucy, she said, gripping the phone. Someone else. Watcher. They're everywhere, Sam. In my apartment, my desk, my life. She stopped, the knife glinting in her bag. I don't know what to do. He was quiet, too long. Come to my place, he said finally. Hide out. We'll figure it out. I'm sorry I bailed, I freaked. Ellie's eyes stung, but she shook it off. No, Sam. I can't drag you deeper. Marcus'll come for you too. Ellie, please, he begged, but she hung up, tossing the phone onto the bed. She couldn't pull him in, not again. She grabbed her laptop, ready to post one last time, something to burn it all down, when the door rattled. Not a knock, a shove, the chair creaking under the pressure. Ellie, Marcus's voice cut through, low and steady. Open it. Now. Her heart stopped. She backed up, grabbing the knife, holding it out like it'd do a damn thing. The door held, but the chair slid an inch. I know you're in there, he said. IP pinged 10 minutes ago. Game's up. She didn't answer, couldn't, her breath loud in her ears. The door rattled again, harder, then stopped. Silence, thick and wrong. She crept to the peephole, knife trembling. Empty hallway. He was gone, or waiting. She didn't know which was worse. Her phone buzzed, an email from Watcher 92, close call. Told you he's fast. Post again, or I finish this for you. She opened the blog, 8,200 views, and typed, hands shaking. Marcus is at my door, she wrote. He's got nothing but threats. The king's dog barks loud, but the bite's coming. Watch this space. She hit publish, a scream in text, and waited. A knock, soft this time. She froze, knife up. Ellie, it's me, Sam's voice, shaky. She opened the door, and he stumbled in, pale and sweating. I followed him, he said, locking it behind him. He's outside, circling. What the hell did you do? Everything, she said, dropping the knife. And nothing. Sam, I'm done. He grabbed her shoulders, eyes wild. No, you're not. We're getting out. Now. But her phone buzzed again, Watcher 92, Sam's sweet, but he can't save you. Look out the window. She did, and there, across the street, a figure stood under a streetlight, phone in hand, filming. Watcher, real and close, a shadow with a face she couldn't see. Ellie's knees buckled. The breaking point wasn't coming. It was here. Episode 10, Cornered Prey. Ellie stared out the motel window, the figure under the streetlight a blurry smudge against the night. Watcher 92, phone up, filming her like some twisted director, turning her life into a snuff film. The knife lay useless on the floor, Sam's hands still on her shoulders, his breath hot and fast behind her. Ellie, who the hell is that? He whispered, voice cracking like thin ice. She didn't answer, couldn't, her eyes locked on that shadow, the weight of it crushing her chest. Sam, get back, she said finally, pulling away, her voice a rasp. She yanked the curtains shut, the cheap fabric snagging on her fingers, but it didn't block the feeling of being seen, stripped bare. Her phone buzzed again, relentless, another email from Watcher 92, peekaboo. Marcus is close. Post or bleed. She threw it onto the bed, the cracked screen flashing, and grabbed her laptop. 9,100 views now, the last post, Marcus is at my door, blowing up, comments screaming for more. He's outside, Sam said, pacing, his sneakers squeaking on the sticky carpet. Marcus. I saw his car, black sedan, parked 2 blocks down. He's waiting, Ellie. We've gotta go. Go where? She snapped, spinning to face him. He's got my IP, Sam. Watcher's got my soul. There's no out. Her hands shook as she opened the blog, the cursor blinking like a heartbeat. She had to post, had to keep dancing, or Watcher would drop the hammer. Marcus wants me gone, she typed, her breath shallow. Thinks he can scare me quiet. He's wrong. I've got more, and it's coming. Stay tuned. She hit publish, a defiant roar, and slammed the laptop shut. Sam grabbed her arm, eyes wild. Ellie, stop. You're digging your grave. He's not bluffing, he's got IT, he's got proof. You're done if he catches you. She pulled free, her laugh bitter and sharp. I'm done anyway, Sam. Watcher's got screenshots, everything. If I stop, they send it all to him. I'm screwed either way. He stared at her, mouth open, then sank onto the bed, head in his hands. This is insane. You're insane. I should have stayed out of this. Before she could answer, the door rattled, a hard, deliberate knock. Ellie, Marcus's voice cut through, cold and final. Time's up. Open it, or I come in. Sam bolted up, grabbing the chair to wedge it back under the knob. Ellie snatched the knife, holding it out, her grip slick with sweat. Marcus, back off, she yelled, voice trembling but loud. I've got nothing to say. You've said plenty, he replied, calm as death. Online. To Sam. I've got enough. Open the door, or I break it. Your choice. Sam whispered, Ellie, he's not kidding. We're trapped. She nodded, mind racing. The window was too small, the bathroom a dead end. Marcus pounded again, the chair creaking, splintering. She dropped the knife, useless against him, and grabbed her phone, texting Sam's number, run when I say. He frowned, but nodded, trusting her one last time. The door buckled, and Marcus stepped in, wood shards at his feet, his suit still perfect. He didn't flinch at the knife on the floor, just locked eyes with her, a predator sizing up prey. Ellie, he said, stepping closer. You're fired. Officially. But we're not done. I've got logs, timestamps, your little rants. You're coming with me, or I call the cops. Defamation. Theft of company secrets. Pick your poison. She backed up, hitting the wall, Sam beside her, trembling. You've got nothing solid, she said, bluffing hard. Guesses. I'll fight it. He smirked, pulling out his phone, a file open. This solid enough? Your IP, motel Wi-Fi, posting 10 minutes ago. Sam's here too, accessory maybe. Sit down, both of you. Sam's face went white, but Ellie saw the gap, the split second before he moved. Now, she hissed, shoving Sam toward the door. He bolted, ducking past Marcus, who lunged but missed, his hand grazing Sam's jacket. Ellie grabbed her laptop, swinging it at Marcus's head. It connected, a dull thud, and he staggered, cursing, giving her just enough time to run. She hit the street, Sam ahead, disappearing around a corner. Marcus's footsteps pounded behind, fast and close, but she darted into an alley, the dark swallowing her. Her lungs burned, her bag slamming against her hip, the knife and blog page inside a dead weight. She hid behind a dumpster, breath held, as Marcus's shadow passed, his phone light sweeping the ground. Her phone buzzed, muffled in her pocket. She pulled it out, screen cracked but readable. Watcher 92, nice swing. He's pissed. Sam's safe, for now. Post again, or I send it all. She choked back a sob, opening the blog on her phone, 10,000 views now. Marcus tried to take me, she typed, fingers numb. Broke in, threatened me. He's scared, and he should be. More tomorrow. She hit publish, a last gasp, and sank against the dumpster, the stink of trash filling her lungs. A scream cut the night, not hers. She peeked out, heart in her throat. Lucy, stumbling down the street, drunk and loud, yelling at Marcus, who'd turned to face her. Hey, asshole, leave her alone. Lucy slurred, throwing an empty bottle that shattered at his feet. He froze, distracted, and Ellie saw her chance, slipping deeper into the alley. Her phone buzzed again. Watcher 92, Lucy's a gift. She sold you out, you know. Cash from Marcus. Keep running, Ellie. I'm still watching. The words hit like a punch, Lucy's betrayal a knife in her gut. She kept moving, the blog's echo chasing her, a hunted animal with nowhere left to hide. Episode 11, the fallout begins. Ellie crouched in the alley, the dumpster's stink clinging to her clothes, her breath fogging in the cold. Lucy's scream still rang in her ears, a drunken war cry that had bought her seconds, maybe minutes. Marcus's footsteps had faded, chasing Lucy's chaos down the street, but Ellie knew he'd be back. Her phone buzzed in her hand, Watcher 92's last email a gut punch, Lucy sold you out. Cash from Marcus. Her ex, her wild, messy ex, had traded her for a paycheck. The betrayal burned, hot and raw, but there was no time to feel it. She had to move. She stumbled out of the alley, legs shaky, the blog post still live on her cracked screen, 11,000 views now. Marcus tried to take me. The words were out, a flare in the dark, and the internet was eating it up. Comments flooded in, holy shit, this is real, get out, girl. She shoved the phone into her pocket, the laptop heavy in her bag, and ran, no plan, just instinct, the city a blur of lights and shadows. Her motel key was useless, Marcus had her spot, so she aimed for a bus stop 3 blocks away, hood up, head down. The street was quiet, too quiet, the kind of silence that hides teeth. She ducked into a 24-hour gas station, the clerk barely glancing up from his phone as she grabbed a burner from the rack, cash from her wallet trembling in her hand. She needed a new line, something Marcus couldn't trace, something Watcher couldn't own. Back outside, she powered up the burner, transferring her blog login, her fingers clumsy on the tiny keys. 12,000 views. The post was a bomb, and the fallout was spreading. She typed fast, crouched by a trash can, I'm out. Marcus got me fired, broke into my room. Lucy's in his pocket. Trust no one. She hit publish, a ragged breath escaping her, and trashed her old phone, stomping it into the pavement until the screen went black. Her burner buzzed, a text from Sam, Ellie, I'm home. Where are you? Saw the post. Freaking out. She stared at it, her chest tight. He'd run, saved himself, but he was still reaching out. She texted back, safe for now. Stay away, Sam. It's bad. He replied instantly, no way. Tell me where. I'm in this. She hesitated, then sent an address, a park 2 miles off, a gamble on his loyalty. The bus ride was a haze, her hood pulled low, the knife in her bag a cold comfort. She got off at the park, a sprawl of dark trees and empty benches, and waited, pacing, the burner clutched like a lifeline. Sam showed up 20 minutes later, out of breath, his jacket zipped crooked, his freckles stark under the streetlights. Ellie, he said, pulling her into a hug, tight and desperate. You're okay. God, I thought he'd got you. She pulled back, eyes stinging. Not yet. Sam, it's over. Marcus fired me, he's got proof, and Lucy, she sold me out. Watcher's got everything, pushing me to keep going. He sank onto a bench, hands in his hair. Lucy? That bitch. And Watcher, who the hell is that? This is a nightmare, Ellie. What do we do? Nothing, she said, sitting beside him, voice flat. I'm done. Blog's public, I'm named, thanks to Lucy. Marcus'll sue me into the ground, or worse. Sam grabbed her hand, squeezing hard. No. We fight. You've got me. I'll back you up, say I saw Marcus break in, anything. We can't let them win. She shook her head, a bitter laugh escaping. Win? Sam, I lost the second I started this. Watchers got screenshots, they'll bury me if I stop. Marcus doesn't need to win, he just needs me gone. Her burner buzzed, an email from Watcher 92, Sam's sweet. Too late, though. Check the news. She frowned, opening a browser on the burner. A headline screamed, Trump Enterprises employee fired over viral blog, alleges harassment. Her name, her face, a blurry shot from Lucy's Instagram, all over X and local sites. The post was mirrored everywhere, copies spreading like a virus, out of her control. Sam, she whispered, showing him. It's everywhere. I'm finished. He read it, face paling. Ellie, this is bad. But it's proof, right? Marcus can't touch you now, it's too big. Too big, she snapped, standing, pacing again. It's a target, Sam. He'll come harder now. And Watcher's still out there, pulling strings. Her burner buzzed again, a text from an unknown number, look behind you. She spun, Sam jumping up beside her, but the park was empty, just trees swaying in the wind. Then a rustle, soft, from the bushes. A figure stepped out, hooded, a phone in hand, filming. Watcher, real and close, a silhouette with no face. Ellie, Sam said, grabbing her arm. Run. She didn't. She stepped forward, fists clenched, voice raw. Who are you? Show yourself, you coward. The figure stopped, head tilting, then raised the phone higher, the red recording light a taunting eye. Her burner buzzed, Watcher 92, not yet. You're not broken enough. Keep going. The figure backed into the shadows, gone as fast as they'd come, leaving her shaking, Sam pulling her back. Ellie, we're leaving, he said, dragging her toward the street. Now. She let him, numb, the blog's echo chasing her. A note slipped from her bag as they ran, unnoticed, falling to the grass. Red ink, fresh, you're not done yet. Watcher's mark, a promise of more, and she didn't see it, didn't know it was there, waiting. Episode 12, Ghosts of Loyalty. Ellie's boots pounded the pavement, Sam's hand tight around her wrist, pulling her through the park's edge into the city's neon glow. The note in the grass, you're not done yet, lay forgotten, a red-inked ghost she didn't know she'd lost. Her burner buzzed in her pocket, relentless, but she ignored it, her lungs burning, Sam's ragged breaths matching hers. Watcher's silhouette lingered in her mind, that hooded figure with the phone, a specter she couldn't shake. They'd been close, too close, and now the world knew her name, her face, her mess. Sam, slow down, she gasped, yanking her arm free as they hit a quiet street, the park a dark smear behind them. He stopped, hands on his knees, panting, his jacket still crooked, his eyes wild under the streetlights. Ellie, we can't stop, he said, voice rough. That creep's out there, Marcus too. You're all over the news, we've gotta hide. Hide where? She snapped, her own voice cracking. My life's a billboard now, Sam. Lucy screwed me, Marcus fired me, Watchers got me on a leash. There's no hiding. He straightened, grabbing her shoulders, his grip firm but shaky. My place. It's safe, Marcus doesn't know where I live. We'll figure this out, Ellie. I'm not bailing again. She stared at him, his freckles stark against his flushed skin, his loyalty a lifeline she didn't deserve. Sam, you don't get it, she said, pulling away. You're in this now. They'll come for you too. Let them, he said, jaw tight. I'm done running. Come on. He turned, leading her toward his apartment, a cramped walk up 6 blocks away, and she followed, too tired to fight him. Sam's place was a mess, pizza boxes and laundry piled on a sagging couch, the air thick with stale beer and hope. He locked the door, double-checked it, then sank into a chair, rubbing his face. "Okay," he said, voice steadier. "You're here. You're safe. Now what?" Ellie dropped her bag, the knife clinking inside, and pulled out her burner. The blog was offline, shut down by the host, but mirrors were everywhere. Her last post, "Trust no one," copied across X, forums, screenshots. 15,000 views on one clone alone. "It's out of my hands," she said, showing him. "They took it down, but it's alive. I'm public property now." Sam leaned over, scrolling, his breath catching. "Ellie, this is nuts. People are defending you, look. She's a hero. Trump Enterprises is trash. You've got a mob behind you." "A mob won't save me," she said, tossing the burner onto the couch. "Marcus'll sue, or worse. Watchers still out there, Sam. They were in the park, filming. They know I'm with you." He paled, but nodded. "Then we fight. You've got dirt, right? More posts in your head? Hit back harder." Before she could answer, her burner buzzed, an email from Watcher 92, Sam's cozy. "Check X." She opened it, hands trembling. A new post, not hers, on a mirror site. "Ellie's not alone. Marcus broke in, I saw it. She's telling the truth. Signed a friend." Comments exploded. "Who's this?" "Witness." She stared, then at Sam, who frowned, confused. "Did you write this?" she asked, voice low. "No," he said, grabbing the burner. "Swear to God, Ellie. I didn't post anything." Her stomach twisted. "Then who?" She refreshed, the post climbing, 2,000 views in minutes. Watcher's email buzzed again, surprise. "You've got fans. Keep them happy." A chill ran through her. Someone else was in the game, a ghost she didn't control. A knock rattled the door, soft but sharp. Sam jumped, Ellie grabbing the knife from her bag, holding it low. "Sam, who's that?" she whispered. He crept to the peephole, then cursed under his breath. "Lucy," he said, turning to her. "She's here." Ellie's grip tightened, Lucy's betrayal flashing hot. "Let her in," she said, voice hard. "I want answers." Sam hesitated, then opened the door. Lucy stumbled in, reeking of vodka and regret, her eyes red, her hair a tangle. "Ellie," she slurred, reaching for her. "I'm sorry, babe, I messed up." Ellie stepped back, knife up, stopping her cold. "Messed up? You sold me to Marcus, Lucy. Cash for my life." "Why?" Lucy sank to her knees, sobbing, messy and loud. "I needed the money, Ellie. He cornered me, offered $5,000 to name you. I didn't think it'd blow up like this, I swear." $5,000, Ellie repeated, voice flat, the knife steady. "That's what I'm worth to you." Sam grabbed Lucy's arm, pulling her up. "You're a piece of work, Lucy. Get out." "No," Lucy said, wrenching free, turning to Ellie. "I'll fix it. I'll tell them I lied, Marcus forced me. Please, babe, I love you." Ellie laughed, cold and hollow. "Love? You don't know the word. Get out before I use this." She waved the knife, and Lucy flinched, backing toward the door. "I'll make it right," Lucy mumbled, then stumbled out, the door slamming behind her. Sam locked it, his hands shaking. "She's a liar," he said, turning to Ellie. "Don't trust her." "I don't," Ellie said, dropping the knife, her burner buzzing again. Watcher 92, Lucy's pathetic. Sam's better. Check the window. She crossed the room, peering through the blinds. Marcus's black sedan idled across the street, lights off, a predator waiting. "Sam," she said, voice tight. "He's here." He joined her, cursing softly. "We're screwed, Ellie." Her burner buzzed one more time, a text from an unknown number, "You're not alone. Look up." She did, and on the roof opposite, a figure stood, phone raised, filming. Watcher, always there, a ghost she couldn't kill. Ellie sank to the floor, the fight draining out. The fallout was here, and it was just the start. Episode 13, The Puppet Strings. Ellie sat on Sam's floor, back against the couch, the knife a cold weight beside her. Marcus's sedan loomed outside, a black beast under the streetlights, and Watcher's silhouette on the roof was a taunting shadow, phone raised, filming her collapse. Her burner buzzed in her lap, relentless, the last text from that unknown number, "You're not alone," mocking her with its vague hope. Lucy's sobs still echoed, her pathetic "I'll fix it" a lie Ellie couldn't swallow. Sam paced behind her, his sneakers squeaking, his breath sharp and fast, a caged animal ready to bolt. "Ellie, we can't stay here," he said, stopping to peer through the blinds, his voice tight. "Marcus is right there. Watcher too. We're sitting ducks." She didn't move, her eyes locked on the burner, the blog's ghost alive in her head. "Ducks or not, Sam, we're stuck," she said, voice flat. "He's got me pinned, and Watcher's pulling strings I can't cut. Running's just delaying the inevitable." He spun, kneeling in front of her, grabbing her shoulders. "No, Ellie, listen. That post, the one I didn't write, someone's helping you. A friend, right? Maybe they've got your back. We find them, we fight." She laughed, dry and bitter, pulling free. "Fight? With what, Sam? My name's out, my job's gone, Lucy sold me for pocket change. That friend could be Watcher screwing with us. You saw them up there, filming. They're everywhere." Her burner buzzed again, an email from Watcher 92, "Sam's right. You've got a fan. Guess who?" She opened it, hands trembling, and a photo loaded, a grainy shot of a man, mid-40s, salt and pepper hair, standing outside Trump Enterprises, time-stamped 2 years ago. She didn't recognize him, but the caption hit hard, "Fired for asking questions." Sound familiar? Her stomach twisted. A whistleblower, someone Marcus had crushed before her. Was this a friend? "Sam, look," she said, showing him. Watcher's dangling a name. Some guy they axed. He squinted at the screen, frowning. "Ellie, that's Jonah. Jonah Hart. Worked upstairs, got kin for digging into a shady deal. Quiet guy, kept to himself. You think he's the one posting?" "Maybe," she said, standing, pacing now. "Or Watcher's playing me. Either way, they're pushing me to keep going." She grabbed the burner, opening a mirror site, the latest post from a friend at 5,000 views. She typed, fast and reckless, "Marcus is outside my hideout. Jonah Hart knew too much, and they buried him. I'm next. Who's with me?" She hit publish, her pulse racing, a call to arms she didn't know if anyone would answer. Sam watched, eyes wide. "Ellie, you're poking a bear with a flamethrower. Marcus'll flip." "Let him," she said, tossing the burner onto the couch. "I'm done hiding." Her words felt hollow, bravado masking the terror clawing her gut, but she held them like a shield. The blinds rattled, a soft tap, and they both froze. Sam grabbed a lamp, holding it like a bat, while Ellie snatched the knife, her heart in her throat. The tap came again, then a voice, low and rough. "Ellie, it's me. Open up." She crept to the window, peering out. A man stood there, hooded, hands up, no phone, no threat. Older, grizzled, salt and pepper hair peeking out. Jonah Hart. Her breath caught. "Sam, it's him," she whispered, unlocking the window, knife still ready. Jonah climbed in, awkward but quick, shutting it behind him. "Ellie," he said, voice gravelly. "Saw your post. Been watching you. You're stirring the same shit I did." "You're a friend?" she asked, stepping back, knife low but firm. He nodded, pulling off the hood, revealing tired eyes and a scar on his cheek. "Yeah. Saw Marcus break in, posted it. You're not wrong about him. He's a thug in a suit, and he's scared of you now. Sam lowered the lamp, still tense. Scared? He's parked out there, Jonah. He's hunting her. He is, Jonah said, glancing at the blinds. But the mob's growing. Your blog's a spark, Ellie. I've got dirt too, old files, proof they cooked books. We can hit back. Ellie stared at him, a flicker of hope warring with doubt. Why help me? You got out. Why dive back in? Jonah's jaw tightened. They took my life, Ellie. Job, house, everything. Marcus smiled while they did it. You're my shot to burn them down. Her burner buzzed. Watcher 92, Jonah's a gift. Use him. Post again, or I send the screenshots. She showed Jonah, her hands steady now. This is who's running me. Watcher. They've got me locked. He read it, nodding slow. Puppet master, huh? Fine. We play their game, but we win. Gimme your phone. She handed it over, and he typed, his fingers rough but sure. Jonah hearts back, he wrote. Marcus buried me, now he's after Ellie. Files coming. Watch this sync. He hit publish, 8,000 views on the last post, climbing fast. Sam's phone rang, shrill in the quiet. He answered, face straining. Ellie, he said, voice breaking. It's my sister. Cops found me. I'm dead. What? She grabbed the phone, Jonah stepping close. Sam's sister sobbed. They found him by the park. Car hit him. He's gone, Ellie. Sam's gone. The room spun, the burner slipping from Jonah's hand, clattering to the floor. Sam sank beside her, alive but pale, shaking. No, I'm here, he stammered, but the call cut, static hissing. Ellie's eyes locked on the window. Marcus's car was gone. Her burner buzzed. Watcher 92, oops. Wrong Sam. Keep dancing, Ellie. Jonah's next. A photo attached, Sam's body, crumpled by a curb, timestamped 10 minutes ago. Not her Sam. Another Sam, a coworker, dead in her war. She dropped the phone, a scream trapped in her chest. The puppet strings tightened, and she was choking on them. Episode 14, the final play. Ellie's knees hit the floor, the burner skidding across Sam's carpet, that photo of another Sam, broken and still, searing her mind. Watcher 92's words, wrong Sam, twisted the knife, a cruel joke in a game she couldn't win. Her Sam, her freckled, loyal Sam, sat beside her, alive but shaking, his breath ragged, his sister's sobs still echoing from the dropped call. Jonah stood over them, his grizzled face hard, the burner in his hand now, the post he'd written live at 10,000 views. The room spun, a cage of ghosts and guilt, and Ellie's fight was bleeding out. Sam, she whispered, grabbing his arm, her voice raw. You're okay. You're here. It's not you. He nodded, slow, eyes wet and wide. Not me. But Sam Parker, from accounting. Jesus, Ellie, he's dead because of this? Because of us? Not us, Jonah cut in, voice rough but steady. Them. Marcus, Watcher, whoever's pulling this crap. They're cleaning house, and we're the mess. He held up the burner, the blog mirror buzzing with comments, R.I.P. Sam, this is war. Ellie, we've got files, he said, tossing it to her. Post them. End this. She caught it, hands trembling, the photo of Sam Parker still open. End it, she said, standing, her laugh sharp and broken. Jonah, they killed him. A hit and run my ass, that's Marcus. Watchers cheering it on. I post, more die. I stop, they bury me. Sam grabbed her, pulling her close, his grip fierce. Ellie, listen. We've got Jonah, we've got proof. The mob's with you, look at the views. Marcus can't kill 1 million people. We hit him now, hard. Her burner buzzed, Watcher 92, Sam's a warning. Jonah's got the goods. Use it, or I do. She showed them, her chest tight. They're pushing me, Sam. Always pushing. Jonah nodded, pulling a USB from his pocket, scarred fingers steady. Financials, 2 years back. Deals Marcus buried, money siphoned to offshore accounts. Enough to sink Trump Enterprises if it's public. Post it, Ellie. Let the world tear them apart. She stared at the USB, a tiny bomb in her hand, then plugged it into the burner, files loading slow on the cracked screen. Numbers, names, dates, a map of greed she barely understood but knew was poison. She typed, fast and furious, Jonah Hart's files. Marcus's dirty laundry, straight from the source. They killed Sam Parker to shut me up. Here's why. She attached a screenshot, hit publish, and held her breath, 15,000 views climbing fast. Sam's phone rang again, his sister, but he silenced it, eyes on her. Ellie, what now? Now, Jonah said, grabbing his hoodie, we move. Marcus'll come, and I've got a plan. Company galas tonight, big shots all there. We crash it, show the files live, make it too loud to bury. Ellie's head snapped up. Crash it? Jonah, that's suicide. They'll arrest us, or worse. Worse is dead, he said, voice flat. Like Sam Parker. You've got the mob, Ellie. Use it. I'll get us in, you bring the fire. Her burner buzzed, Watcher 92, gala's perfect. Do it. I'm watching. She cursed, tossing it to Sam. They're in my head, Jonah. Watcher's steering this. Let them, he said, heading for the door. We steer harder. Come on. They piled into Jonah's beat-up truck, the gala an hour away, a glitzy hotel downtown where Trump Enterprises flaunted its shine. Ellie clutched the burner, the post at 20,000 views, X ablaze with hashtag Gilded Cage and hashtag Justice for Sam. Sam sat shotgun, silent, his knuckles white, while Jonah drove, a man on a mission she barely trusted but had to follow. The hotel loomed, all glass and gold, valets ushering in suits and gowns. Jonah parked a block off, pulling a hacked badge from his glove box. Service entrance, he said, leading them through alleys to a back door. They slipped in, kitchen chaos masking their steps, Ellie's heart pounding as they hit the main hall, a sea of champagne and lies. Jonah hacked a projector, the screen behind the podium flickering, then blazing with the files, numbers stark against the glitz. Gasps rippled, heads turning, as Ellie stepped up, voice shaking but loud. This is Trump Enterprises, she said, pointing. Marcus hid this, killed for it. Sam Parker's dead because of them. Look! Chaos erupted, phones out, filming, execs shouting, security lunging. Marcus stormed in, face red, shoving through the crowd, but the mob was louder, Ellie! Ellie! Sam grabbed her arm, pulling her back, while Jonah vanished into the fray, a ghost again. Lucy appeared, wild-eyed, shoving a guard aside, screaming, Ellie, I'm sorry. She tackled a bouncer, giving them a gap to run. They hit the street, Sam dragging her, the burner buzzing, Watcher 92, beautiful. Jonah's gone. You're the star now. Police sirens wailed, lights flashing, and Ellie stopped, turning to Sam. Run, she said, shoving him. Save yourself. No, he said, gripping her hand. Together. Cops swarmed, cuffs snapping on her wrists, Sam's too, the gala roaring blur behind them. Marcus watched, silent, his empire cracking, but his eyes promised more. Her burner fell, screen glowing with 30,000 views, the final play live for the world. Ellie's head dropped as they hauled her away, the strings cut, but the puppeteer still out there, laughing. Episode 15, Ashes and Echoes. Ellie's wrists ached under the cuffs, the metal biting into her skin as the cop car jostled through the city. Sam sat beside her, silent, his head against the window, his freckles washed out under the flickering streetlights. The gala's chaos faded behind them, a roar of shouts and flashing cameras swallowed by the night, but her burner's last glow, 30,000 views, burned in her mind. Jonah's files were out, Marcus's empire was cracking, and Sam Parker's death was a rallying cry echoing across X. She'd lit the match, but the ashes were hers now, heavy and choking. The precinct was a blur of fluorescent buzz and stale coffee, cops barking orders as they split her and Sam, shoving her into a holding cell alone. The door clanged shut, a sound that rattled her bones, and she sank onto the bench, the cold concrete seeping through her jeans. Her bag, the knife, the burner, all gone, confiscated, leaving her stripped bare. She'd crashed the gala, blown the lid off Trump Enterprises, but Marcus's stare as they dragged her out promised he wasn't done. Neither was Watcher, that faceless bastard still pulling strings from the dark. Hours crawled by, the cell's silence broken only by a drunk guy snoring in the next cage. Then a tap on the bars, a cop with a bored face. "Ellie Jones," he said, unlocking the door. "You're out. Someone bailed you." She stood, legs shaky, frowning. "Who?" He shrugged, leading her out. "Didn't say. Cash, no name. Sign here." She scribbled her name, mind racing. Sam? No, he was still locked up. Jonah? Maybe, but he'd vanished at the gala. Lucy? Hell no, not after everything. She stepped into the lobby, free but lost, and a clerk handed her a bag, her stuff minus the burner. The knife was there, a small mercy, and a note slipped inside, red ink, "You're welcome." Watcher's mark, a taunt she couldn't answer. Outside, the air hit her like a slap, cold and sharp, the city humming with early dawn. Her name was everywhere, X-posts screaming, #Free Ellie, #Gilded Cage Lives, the files Jonah leaked tearing through Trump Enterprises like wildfire. 35,000 views on a mirror site, screenshots of Marcus's dirty deals trending, execs named, stocks tanking. She'd won, sort of, but it felt like drowning, the weight of Sam Parker's death, Lucy's betrayal, Sam's cuffs dragging her down. A cab rolled up, uncalled, the driver nodding at her. "Ellie Jones?" "Paid for." "Get in." She hesitated, then slid inside, the note in her pocket burning. Watcher's doing, had to be. The cab dropped her at a diner, the same greasy joint she'd hidden days ago, and she stumbled in, ordering coffee she wouldn't drink, her hands shaking too hard to hold it. Her reflection in the window was a stranger, hollow-eyed, hair a mess, the fight bled out of her. The blog was dead, but its echo lived, a million voices now, tearing at Marcus, at the company. News trickled in on the diner's TV, muted but clear, Trump Enterprises in chaos, whistleblower leak confirmed, Marcus resigns. She stared, numb, his cold eyes flashing on screen, then gone, a broken king limping away. Not jailed, not yet, but cracked, his power leaking like oil. Her bag buzzed, a phone she didn't recognize slipped inside by someone, somehow. She pulled it out, a cheap flip, one text waiting, "Sam's out soon. Jonah's safe." "You did it, Ellie." Almost. No sender, but she knew. Watcher, always there, a shadow she couldn't touch. She flipped it shut, too tired to care, when a waitress slid an envelope across the counter, no words, just a look. Ellie opened it, her breath catching. A letter, Sam's handwriting, shaky but his. "Ellie, if you're reading this, I'm gone or locked up. Wrote it before the gala, just in case. I love you, okay? Not the mushy crap, the real kind. You're my best friend, and I hate myself for doubting you. Keep fighting. Sam." A date, 2 days ago, before Sam Parker died, before the world broke. Tears hit the paper, smudging the ink, and she folded it, tucking it close. He wasn't gone, not her Sam, but the words cut anyway, a love she'd never seen coming. The diner door swung open, and Sam walked in, free, his tie still crooked, his grin weak but real. "Ellie," he said, voice cracking, pulling her into a hug that smelled of jail and relief. "You're okay," she whispered, clinging to him, the letter pressed between them. "Yeah," he said, pulling back, eyes red. "You too. Marcus is out, Ellie. We did it." She nodded, a ghost of a smile breaking through. Not all of it. Watcher's still out there. He squeezed her hand, firm and warm. We'll find them. Together. Her new phone buzzed, a final text, nice hug. Sam's a keeper. Rest now, Ellie. More later. Watcher, always watching, a promise of shadows to come. She didn't reply, just held Sam's hand tighter, the ashes settling, the echoes loud but fading. Outside, the city woke, a new day clawing through the dark, and Ellie breathed, scarred but standing, the fight not over, just paused. Episode 16, The Last Word. Ellie sat in the diner, Sam's hand warm in hers, the letter he'd written tucked into her pocket like a talisman. The coffee she'd ordered sat cold, untouched, the steam long gone, but she didn't care. Marcus was out, Trump Enterprises was bleeding, and the blog's echo, 40,000 views on the Mirror sites, was a roar she'd started and couldn't stop. Sam Parker's death, Lucy's betrayal, Jonah's files, it all swirled in her head, a storm that had broken but left the sky bruised. Watcher's last text, more later, hung over her like a cloud, a promise she couldn't dodge, but for now, she breathed, the fight paused, her scars still raw. Sam squeezed her hand, his freckles catching the diner's dim light, his grin shaky but real. Ellie, you look like hell, he said, voice soft, teasing. But you're here. We're here. She managed a laugh, thin and rough. Yeah, Sam. Barely. You smell like jail, by the way. He snorted, leaning back, his tie still a crooked mess. Better than that motel you holed up in. What now, huh? Marcus is down, but Watcher's still out there, pulling crap. She nodded, pulling the flip phone from her bag, the one Watcher had slipped her. No new texts, just that last taunt, rest now. I don't know, Sam, she said, flipping it shut. They bailed me out, gave me this. They're playing a long game, and I'm the damn pawn. Not a pawn, he said, leaning forward, eyes fierce. A fighter. You took down a giant, Ellie. Marcus resigned, the company's toast. X is losing it, hashtag Gilded Cage trending all night. You've got power now. Power, she repeated, bitter, pulling the letter out, unfolding it. Sam Parker's dead because of me. Lucy's a snake, Jonah's gone dark. This power's got blood on it. She traced his handwriting, I love you, the words a quiet ache. Sam grabbed her wrist, gentle but firm. Ellie, stop. Parker's on Marcus, not you. Lucy's a mess, Jonah's alive somewhere. You didn't ask for this, but you faced it. I'm proud of you. Her throat tightened, tears pricking, but she swallowed them, folding the letter back. Proud, huh? You're the one who stuck, Sam. That letter, I didn't know you felt that. He blushed, scratching his neck, sheepish. Yeah, well, didn't want to say it out loud. Too sappy. But it's true. You're my rock, Ellie, even when you're a tornado. She smiled, real this time, small but there. Tornado's right. Guess we're stuck with each other now. Damn straight, he said, grinning wider. Watcher can shove it. We'll find them, figure this out. Together. The diner's TV flickered, a news update cutting through the morning hum, Trump Enterprises stock plummets, whistleblower leak confirmed, investigations launched. Marcus's face flashed, older now, broken, then cut to a crowd outside the hotel, chanting her name. She stared, numb, the weight of it sinking in. She'd won, but the cost was carved into her bones. Her flip phone buzzed, a new text, look outside. She tensed, Sam following her gaze to the window. A figure stood across the street, hooded, phone up, filming, Watcher's shadow back again. She stood, Sam beside her, but the figure didn't move, just watched, a silent dare. Ellie, Sam said, voice low. Don't. Too late, she said, grabbing the phone, texting back, show yourself or shut up. No reply, but the figure lowered the phone, head tilting, then slipped into an alley, gone like smoke. She sank back, exhausted, the fight flickering but not dead. They're not done, Sam, she said, voice steady now. Neither am I. He nodded, grabbing her bag, the knife clinking inside. Then we keep going. Breakfast first, though. You're eating something. She laughed, a real one, rough but alive, and let him order pancakes, the diner's warmth wrapping around them. Her flip phone stayed silent, but she knew Watcher was out there, waiting, a shadow with a plan. She'd rest, heal, then hunt, Sam at her side, the last word hers to write. Later, alone at her apartment, she pulled out her old laptop, dead since the motel, and plugged it in. It hummed, the blog dashboard flickering on, a draft she'd forgotten. The king's gone, but the cage stays. I'm free, sort of. Watcher's next. Who's with me? She stared, 45,000 views on the mirrors whispering in her head, then hit publish on a new site, a quiet spark in the dark. The window creaked, a shadow moving outside, too fast to catch. She didn't flinch, just watched, the letter in her pocket, Sam's love a shield, the fight simmering low. The end was hers. But the story wasn't over, a hum of what's next lingering in the silence. Thank you for listening to this incredible story. Our team would really appreciate it if you give us a like and comment. Your opinion is very important to us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. See you soon.